Look closely at the skies above modern conflict zones like Ukraine, and you'll notice a distinct pattern among the small aircraft conducting daily reconnaissance. They are almost all looking through the exact same camera lens. Step away from the battlefield and examine the domestic front, and the hardware remains identical. Whether a local police department is tracking a suspect or a utility company is inspecting high-voltage power lines, the operators are holding the same controllers. This chart shows the distribution of the commercial drone market. That massive wedge, capturing 80% of global sales and historically 90% of all U.S. public safety drones, belongs to a single company, Dajang Innovations, commonly known as DJI. That near-total concentration has triggered a severe reaction in Washington. Fearing that flight logs, telemetry data, and high-resolution imagery could be accessed by the Chinese government, federal agencies have added DJI to economic blacklists, enacted steep tariffs, and banned their hardware from military use. Yet those legislative walls are meeting fierce resistance from American businesses. Private commercial operators, utility companies, and agricultural firms actively lobby against these bans. They argue that domestic alternatives are simply too expensive and glitch-prone to keep their operations running effectively. DJI has built a structural monopoly. By intertwining supply chains, proprietary software, and immense manufacturing scale, they have engineered a market dominance robust enough to withstand direct legislative assaults from a global superpower. The foundation of this control is geographic. It is rooted in the industrial tech clusters of Shenzhen, China. DJI controls almost every stage of the product lifecycle through deep vertical integration. They own the intellectual property for flight controllers, brushless motors, electronic speed controllers, and camera integrations, assembling these distinct parts into a single closed-loop system. By keeping more than 80% of the supply chain within Shenzhen's immediate radius, DJI drastically reduces logistics overhead. This localized proximity allows them to move from research and development to a market-ready product roughly 30% faster than their Western competitors. That speed advantage compounds over time. DJI can test, refine, and ship new technologies, like omnidirectional obstacle avoidance or high-end sensor integration, years before competitors even finish their initial prototypes. That engineering speed is heavily subsidized. Under policies like Made in China 2025 and military civil directives, the Chinese state provided targeted industrial subsidies, cheap land, and tax exemptions to ensure domestic technology leaders could scale rapidly. This chart shows how that state backing translated into market strategy. In 2015, DJI executed an aggressive pricing maneuver, systematically slashing the retail cost of its drones by 70%, while Western competitors were stuck with high, stagnant production costs. Unable to match the steep price cuts, early American drone manufacturers flatlined. As competitors dropped out, commercial operators globally locked into DJI's proprietary flight software and hardware ecosystem, creating a deeply entrenched user base. Selling hardware below cost was a deliberate, state-backed maneuver designed to clear the field and secure permanent global reliance on Chinese platforms. The ultimate leverage lies deeper in the supply chain, beneath the finished drone chassis. Chinese manufacturers control over 70% of the global market for raw lithium-ion battery cells, electric motors, and the rare earth elements required to build them. We saw exactly how that leverage works with Skydio, the largest drone manufacturer in the United States. In late 2024, Skydio secured deals to sell defensive tactical drones to Taiwan's National Fire Agency. Beijing retaliated immediately. The Ministry of Commerce prohibited the specific companies supplying Skydio's advanced lithium-ion cells from exporting those critical components, severing the American company's battery pipeline overnight. To keep shipping products, Skydio was forced to drastically ration its remaining inventory, delivering only one battery per drone to its clients, and extending software warranties to compensate for the missing hardware. Even if a Western company writes custom autopilot software and designs a proprietary chassis, their reliance on foreign chemical and cell processing means they are only one targeted sanction away from total paralysis. Washington's current strategy centers on hard decoupling. Through Department of Defense initiatives like Replicator and advanced market commitments, the government is attempting to force the creation of domestic, non-foreign dependent blue UAS hardware. But on the ground, the transition is abrasive. private operators are left running aging legacy DJI fleets. They are scrambling to integrate hardware-agnostic mapping and control software just to keep their existing equipment operational without violating new federal guidelines. Passing a federal ban or underwriting a slightly more capable domestic chassis doesn't yield technological sovereignty. To break this monopoly, Western nations have to rebuild the foundational layers, from rare earth mineral processing to scalable battery cell manufacturing. Until that massive industrial base is restored, China holds the remote.